What's up, y'all? This is Side back with another reaction y'all from the Fat Man's Podcast. I got another reaction for y'all. But before we get in this reaction, hold on, y'all. Before we get in this reaction, please hit that like button, subscribe button. I'm trying to hit 400 subscribe button today. So please do share with your family, friends, whoever you see. Just tell them to subscribe to the Fat Man's Podcast. And I got another reaction for y'all from the follow state, Jesse Lee Peterson. So the title of the reaction is Jesse Shocked Lesbian Native American Slams White Women. They Love to Steal. Oh, okay.
How is native feminist theory different from feminism?
Because we talk about settler colonialism.
What does that mean?
Well, like, we talk about the colonization of the United States, right? And how it's a settler colony, how, settlers came here to stay, right? And to take over, not just to be here.
Right.
So white feminism doesn't have that feature. And we actually all talk, native feminism talks about hope and about trying to find a different way to be in the world. I feel like it's a very different kind of philosophy. We're actually not just interested in victimhood, because if we were, right, that would be, we would never get anywhere with that.
But who came up with this? Who decided, let me call it native feminist theory?
You see, that's funny. Jesse Lee Peterson got an American flag t-shirt on. Yeah, she's triggered. She's about to be triggered.
Who came up and don't you have to be high to come up with stuff like that, like hallucinating?
No, I think it's brilliant, and I'm very proud to be a part of that field.
Did you make up that theory?
No, I did. I'm just part of it.
Who made it up?
I mean,
go get your money back. I don't know how you sit around and you come up with ideas like that. You have to be hallucinating with the peyote or on some pot.
No, that's actually not true.
But you don't know who created this idea?
Well, I'm not sure who I want to give credit to for that. Because, that's the thing. There's actually a long history of native feminisms, right? Do you talk about the native women who were, because that's the thing, native nations, men and women have different roles, and there's also two-spirited people, queer people in the nation. So everybody just has different roles. It's not like one is better than the other, right? Because you need somebody home, farming, taking care of the children, right? Preparing the food, doing their little gardens and stuff. And, men can go out and do warfare and go get beasts and stuff So, I feel like these things are complementary. It wasn't about one is better than the other. It was just.
I want to ask you this really fast. You said that homosexuality is normal to you.
Yes.
And LGBTQ and all that is normal.
Yes.
And so if a man put on a dress and lipstick and say that he is a woman, is he really a woman, or he just think he is, but in reality he is not?
If he believes he's a woman, if she believes she's a woman, she's a woman. So.
But in reality, it's not. You just believe that.
It depends on, no, I believe that they get to be what they want to be.
But would you see a man, a woman in a pantsuit and saying that she's a man, but you see, with your eyes, you see as a woman, would you pretend that it is a man?
I don't understand why she's a feminist. She low-key just contradicted herself on everything she just said. Everything she stands for. Or do you mean under the okay, maybe she first wave feminist where you under the law you're under the law you're equal. I get it. But that's not normal either. Normal what if you see a man dressed with lipstick and a dress on, that's not normal. Ooh, y'all minds all kind of effed up.
I would ask how they wanted to have their gender identified.
And you pretend that it's whatever they say?
I would respectfully believe that I'm going to respect their beliefs to identify as they wish.
But in your mind, you know it's not real.
It's real. It's real to me if it's real for them. So.
In your mind.
Do you think I'm passing as a woman right now?
Are you?
Am I a woman?
You just made me nervous. Are you?
I don't know.
You don't know what you is?
Well, I'm just
what
saying.
you is. That's black. You don't know what you are. You don't know what you is. You don't know what you
No,
are.
I identify as a woman
And why?
because I mean that's how I want to identify.
Did God make you that way?
I mean I don't think God made me that way. I think that
Were you born a woman or a female?
I was born a woman.
Oh, okay. Is there a difference between Native American women and white women?
I think Native women are better looking.
Better looking than white women? Ooh.
No, I always say that to my students. I'm like, if you learn one thing about Native people, it's that we're very good looking.
Are Native women better looking than black women?
I don't know.
Why you don't know that?
Well, because I'm like, I'm not gonna the race, different other race stuff.
You scared to say that about the black.
Well, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not messing with black people. So I'm
you
with
gonna have
them.
Black Lives Matter burning down your house if you say.
Well, and I mean, it really does depend, obviously.
What does it mean to decolonize the native body?
Very disturbing news out of Vernon Central High School.
What's going on?
Undertax and students have guns.
Well, that's a very detailed question, right? Because one of the things, of boarding schools and of colonization period was to try to make it seem that our bodies are like nasty and not good, right? That they're unclean, they're filthy, right? So I think one of the things we need to do is to start thinking about like how our bodies are good, how we are good people, like how all of us is actually beautiful, instead of like trying to go to like white beauty standards or like not accepting ourselves as we are.
And so are white people making you feel inferior like that?
I'm not blaming that on, I mean, it's like, it's part of our culture. Our culture is very white dominated, right? It has very specific white standards of beauty.
So the white, quote unquote, dominated culture are making you and Indians feel less about their culture, less beauty, or they're making you feel that way.
Well, I'm just saying when you have all the shows, like all the books, almost everything about Native people is very distorted or negative or doesn't actually have anything to do with us, has to do with actually with white people, then it's hard to feel good about your own self and your own body.
You were not raised with both parents, your father and mother, right?
Right.
So do you believe that if you have been raised with both parents and you were close to your father, that you would be insecure like that?
Well, I mean, you'll be happy to know that I had a white stepfather.
I'm talking about your real father, though.
Well, I mean, I have.
Yeah, I try to pause every 3 minutes, y'all. But what was I about to say on the beauty standard? I don't believe in the beauty standard. Like, I don't the European thing. I don't believe in it. I like black women. Most of it I like natural. I don't really like all the extensions, the wigs, and all that kind of shit. I never understood. I think women take that on, because most men don't. Most men have a preference. They don't just go by the European booty standard and shit like that. Like, you could see men with some ugly ass woman, but it's cute to him. You know what I mean? There might be a universal standard of beauty. You know what I mean? You could say, damn, that woman ugly as hell. You know what I mean? But what else was I about? What else did she say? Yeah, when the black thing came up, you think you look better than black women? Why? Okay, but you gonna say it for the white woman? That's crazy to me. Okay, I guess. That's all I got. I forgot the other shit, but that's all I got for right now.
I have no idea.
But just when you think about it, when you smoke on it, do you believe that? Do you believe that if you were close to your father, he was there, your mother and father were together, you loved your father, that white people or anyone can make you feel inferior?
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it.
You think you would still feel inferior?
I don't feel inferior.
But the Indians that white people make them feel that way, if they were raised as with two parents, decent examples, would they still be made to feel inferior?
Well, I think we should talk about why they don't get to be two-parent households, right?
Because
No-
they're not getting married.
Well, also because, like, you know, Native men, like black men, are incarcerated at very high rates. They're like serving our nation overseas.
They're committing crimes.
So, well, I mean, we're more likely to get caught too.
Right, and go to jail because they don't have money to get good lawyers.
Exactly.
So that ain't the white man's fault.
Well, I think it is actually.
So the white man's to blame for everything.
Well, the thing is, no, I mean, because what I'm trying to say too is like working class white people are also not able to get like good lawyers, right?
Right.
But the racial profiling might not go, you know, they might not get pulled over for being, you know, driving while white, right?
But that's not true. That's made up. What the blacks are doing.
Well, that's what yeah, you and I completely disagree about that.
No,
so.
I'm black.
I know you're black.
I'm as black as the ace of spades.
Well, how many times have you been pulled over?
In my entire life?
I'm just
Maybe
saying,
twice. I
I'm just
remember
saying,
twice.
Yeah. I mean, and you don't think racial
it-
profiling had anything to do with those
Not
situations?
one iota.
So,
Because I was raised different than the other blacks. I wasn't raised to hate the whites, blame other people. I wasn't born out of wedlock. You know, I had my stepfather, my mother got married before I was born, so I wouldn't be born out of wedlock. But black people, when I was growing up, black people got married. They believed in God. They loved all people. They treated everybody the same. So I wasn't blamed. I was.
Okay, that's what I forgot, y'all. When she said, God didn't make me as God didn't make me. Then she said, well, I think that she never finished it. Then why the fuck? Who created you then? Oh my God. Craziness. I'm sorry, y'all.
was raised in a victim mentality. And so when I was stopped by the cops, I followed the instructions. They did.
Yeah, I got pulled over, but the first time I ran a red light when I was like 17, and then this year I got pulled over because I was speeding both times. So, you know, I don't know. Racial profiling, I mean, I guess I think it could be a good thing and a bad thing if you think about it, you know what I mean? I don't know.
Did what they needed to do. They thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. And they went their way. But the blacks today are acting out. They're cursing out the cops. They're running. They're criminals. They're running. What do you think going to happen?
well,
How is that the cops' fault?
well, I mean, it's very much. I mean, that's the thing, though. We're talking about structural inequalities that go back before the beginning of the United States, and you're not just going to like pretend that these things don't exist. You can. That's one of the ways you can go about
What did you
this.
say?
Structural inequalities.
What did that have to do with anything?
Well, if it's way harder for you to get housing, to get a job, to go to college, to have any ways to get ahead, that will make your life much harder to be like successful in the
So
U.S.
are you
version.
saying that it's harder for the Indians or the blacks to get a job?
For both of us.
But the blacks don't get the job because they don't want the job. They're lazy.
I mean that I disagree. I mean,
telling you.
they say the same thing about Indians.
Because
so.
and the Indians are that way too. You know why? Because the white people made a mistake by giving the Indians too much free stuff.
We did not get anything free. They
Yeah, y'all
stole
got free
everything.
land.
No,
You
that
got
land was
free-
ours.
Free gambling clubs and all kinds of stuff.
Well, you know, because we're sovereign nations, we get to decide what we want to do on our nations.
But that makes you lazy though.
I disagree.
And the one thing about white people, they love to work. You notice that?
That's not what I've seen. They love to steal
What did they steal?
our land, like our culture. Like they try to assimilate us. They wouldn't accept that we are the way we are. Like, I mean, I could keep, instilled heteropatriarchy. I mean, all these different things that were very violent systems.
What do y'all want now from the whites? What do you want them to give you?
We've been wanting them to leave us alone for a long time.
But they don't bother you guys. You guys chase
They
them.
do bother us.
How do they bother you now?
They come in and they'll like put like nuclear waste on our nations without like permission. I mean, there's still all these things happening. They like will try to put pipelines through our nations,
That's amazing.
even though we disagree.
But that would provide jobs.
Well, at the cost of destroying the land, at the
But
cost.
they're not doing anything with the land anyway.
Well, we don't want a pipeline going over the water source of the whole nation.
Well,
Does
then
that make
y'all
sense?
need to do
Especially when
something.
the white town was like, don't put it through our country, right? Don't put it through our place. Put it on the Indians' land, and that's exactly what they ended up doing.
I need you to define something for me. Heteropatriarchy. What is that?
It's exactly what you think it might be. It's like patriarchy, but then like making sure we're talking about heterosexuality
Straight
too.
men.
So, like just like straightness, period.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I think it's a very dominant source that everybody has to try to live up to.
Thank you. You're supposed to live up to it. That's why it's hetero.
Well, I think it's a
patriarchy.
precedent
They're
to
supposed
everybody.
Heterosexual men are supposed to bring women and children out of the hell that they're in. That's why it's heteropatriarchy.
Well, they're failing, so you better get it together.
Because you guys are acting so rebelling.
Well, I mean, then you all are not doing a very good job. So,
I agree.
So-
They're weak because the mama destroyed them when they were kids.
well, I feel like we have to work together. I don't know why that would be such a bad thing.
Heteropatriarchy, so you're in favor of that?
No.
You're against that?
I critique it, yes. Well, I don't.
Well, on the land thing, whew, they study going back to that. They still a lot of land. Well, most every continent got stolen or conquered or stuff like that. Just say that. God damn, stop complaining. You free as you have ever been. Stop talking. You got all this technology now. You got all this now. You got food. You don't have to go. You don't gotta go hunting for it, nothing like that. You're all good now. Like, what is going on? On the I don't know what patriarchal heterosexual stuff shit is. I don't know. Is that like I don't? It's been like that for years and thousands since the dawn of time and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what she's talking about, but yeah. And what there's some other one is it? Okay, yeah.
Think it's I'm not like completely like people can go and do that, but the fact it like creates all this inequality that's the part I think is messed up.
You love heterosexual?
Do I love hetero? I mean, I think people can go be heterosexual. That's great.
What do you mean go be it? Do you love it though?
Do I love it? No.
Would you prefer a straight man or a gay man?
I don't prefer men. So
Oh, you like women?
I like different types of people. So
You
like
mess around with
women?
women though?
yes.
You a lesbian?
Yes, I identify as queer woman.
You a lesbian?
Yeah, you didn't. How did you not get this from your research? I do queer indigenous theory. That's like my other
But
thing.
I didn't know you were a lesbian.
Well, I identify as being queer.
But you don't look like a lesbian.
Well, what are we
No
supposed
wonder
to
you don't
look
want to have a
like?
baby.
Because I have more
You
options.
are a lesbian?
Yes. I mean, yeah, you could. I mean, identify as queer, but
A queer lesbian.
well, I mean, yeah, lesbian
I'm
has its
stunned
own.
that you're a lesbian.
So I don't live in the suburbs, or
But why you look so feminine if you're a lesbian?
because that's the way I choose to, to be in the world.
To be feminine.
To
like
be
a lady.
feminine. To be, yeah.
And so do you like hard lesbians?
It depends on the person. Yeah.
You like lesbians that act like men?
It really depends on who it is. So,
Wow.
I mean, I also just really love beautiful women of all kinds of types. So,
But not that much love.
so. Well, I guess I do.
You have just blown me away. I was blown away once before. I was interviewing a white male Catholic kind of a guy, and he had his collar on, and I never thought of him as a homosexual.
Right.
And then he said to me he was a homosexual. I'm like, you're a homosexual? And then when he was sitting, it made me take my, focus my eyes, and I saw that he was homosexual.
Because we said it different. Like
Yeah. So how do the lesbians know that you're a lesbian?
I mean, I don't know.
So when you're out at the bar, do you like wear your lesbian hat or something?
I mean, I guess you do kind of sense that somebody might be, queer, I guess. So, or not. You just ask people, right?
So what is it like knowing that you surprised me right now, that you're a lesbian, but you don't look like it, you don't act like it?
I actually love to be surprising.
You know, I don't understand is, like, you like lesbians, right? Why do they go for women that act like men? Why not just have a man? Like, what's the, like? I don't see the like. I don't know. That's confusing me. But hey, y'all tell me what y'all think about this, y'all, in the comments. It was okay. I mean, she had her points, and some I disagree with, and I guess she a feminist or something like that. I'm not for sure. I didn't get the gist that she was a feminist or I don't know. Especially, what's the difference between queer and lesbian kind of person? I don't get it. But hey, y'all, please hit that like button, subscribe, y'all. I'm trying to hit 400 subscribers by end today, so please do tell your parents. Please tell your family that to subscribe to the Fat Man's podcast. Near that, but Osiris is out from the Fat Man's podcast. I will see you guys on the next one.